Hey there, everybody. Facebook, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about chords and that there's more to life for playing chords than root position. As you can see, there's C octave on the left hand, C, E, G. Now, let's talk about how to play the different voicings of C major, different flavors of C major. So we have C major, C sus2, C sus4, which wants to pull back to C. And we have C like this. So this is a C9. This is a bit jazzy, but if you'll notice that there is no major 7 in this C. So I have the A, which is the 6. This is the 9. And we have the 3rd again. So we have the 3rd twice. But there's no major 7. So we've got this effect, but without that B in there. So let's talk about flavoring major and flavoring minor chords. So we could play normal C, and I could play C like that, or I could play C like this. But if you take advantage of your inversions, you can get a more subtle, deeper sound and a thicker sound with not necessarily having more notes. Now let's talk about minor chords. So what you want to do is let's play a D minor. We're going to use a second example, D minor. So this would be a regular D minor. So let's play a D minor 7. A D minor 7 diatonically is in the key of C. Every note is in the key of C. So you have D, F, A, C. So what you want to do is think of D minor as F over D. If you can do that, then you learn your inversions of F, and you can play D minor like this. Or you can play D minor like this. Or like this. So instead of you using the root position of D minor and having that classical sound, you have a more musical, a more diatonic sound. So let's go between 1 and 2. The 1 chord would be C, the 2 chord would be D minor. So you can voice it however you want to do. If you look at a D minor as 2 chords, you can play F major add 2, and you have a really thick D minor. Very nice. So let's play the 1 chord. You can actually play a G over C, but that B inside of G will give it a major 7. And this is not what you want. This is going to change the feel of your music, and we want to keep it just normal. So the 2nd chord, and this keeps the shape. So if your guitar is strumming in D minor, this thickens the chord without going outside of the key at all. And then let's go to the 3 chord. You could do E minor, which is, there's a G inside of there. So think E minor, G over E, or you can play a G major add 2, or G sus2 over E. That sounds a little mysterious. No F sharp, no G major 7, no that's a G major 9, G major 7. None of that, because it will change. That's not what you want. So 1 chord, 2 chord, 3 chord, or 3 chord. So C over E or E minor. Now let's play the 4 chord. 4 chord, remember I talked about this in another video. 4 chord is very pretty. So this would be a vanilla 4 chord in the key of C. We have an F, or we could play a C over F. And even though we have that, we're playing a C over F, we have that major 7 feel, it still stays tastefully within the chord, within the scale, and within the song. Let me give you an example. And you get that pretty, you get some prettiness without going too outside of the box. So let's glue them all. Let's add them all together We have the 1 chord, 2 chord, 3 chord, 4 chord. And then you can just play with this down to the 3. And this is how I'm voicing it. And then you can climb up. Wait. And then you can actually play around with it. Gospel. Very nice. You can have fun with that. And at first you would have just played this. Right? Yeah, it gets the point across, but it just kind of sounds like descending. I don't know. But to the 3, to the 2. So we've covered these 4 notes in this scale. Let's go beyond the 4 and let's go to the 5. So at the 5 chord is, this is the dominant note, and this wants to either pull up or resolve to the 1. Dominant 7 chords, which is how you confused it, want to pull a 4th up, and especially, check this out. So, but dominant chords, which is a dominant note, we have the, let me see, tonic, supertonic, submediate, or mediate, subdominant, dominant, submediate, leading tone, and the tonic again. So let me actually go and verify that. Let me see scale names, because it's been so long since yes, mediant. That is right. I get the mediant and the submediant, because the subdominant is right under the dominant, but the mediant is under the submediant. Kind of weird. So again, tonic, supertonic, mediant, subdominant, dominant, submediant, leading tone, and tonic. So those are the scale names. So let's go back and let's go to the submediant. And this is going to be our 6th chord, and this is an A minor. So if you know F minor can be an F over D, and A minor is going to be a C over A. So you can play a C add 9, C sus2 over A, and that sounds pretty good. So you can actually play with that in your worship song. How many worship songs have you heard this? Right. 6, 5. So let's go up from there. The 7 note, or the leading tone, diatonically is going to be a diminished, and classically it's going to want to resolve. But we're going to use the 5 chord, and for those of you theory people, figured based, we're going to do a 6-3 inversion. This would be 6-4 inversion, 6-3. So just remember root position, or 5-3, 5-3, 6-3, 6-4. So those are the intervals that, so you can actually take, as long as you know the intervals, then you can figure out what the bass note would be, figured bass. That's just, it's just rocket science. It's not rocket science, but it is, but it isn't. If you know what you're doing, it's not. So let's go and go to play the 5. We're going to play the 5 chord with a 6/3 inversion, and we're going to go up to the 1. So, and check this out. To the 6, 7. So diminished. Let me tell you something about diminished chords. Any note in a diminished chord, you can resolve a half step up from any note in a diminished chord. Let me give you an example. So you can make yourself, that sounds weird, but it's actually, so you can actually make yourself sound classical, because if you're on a diminished chord, wait. So in this particular case, we're using a diminished chord, and we're resolving up. We're taking this note, it's a half step up from B and going up to C. So hopefully I didn't go too fast. And so we have the tonic, supertonic, mediate, subdominant, dominant, submediate, leading tone, and the tonic again. And you want to take what you've learned and apply it to every key. And all this stuff that I'm playing comes with time, comes with actually practicing scales. And possibly your hand in. I might need to, there we go. Get a metronome. And then slow and steady wins the race. And get into reading hymns, get into listening to songs. Choose any song in your worship set, listen to it, and try to pick it out by ear. The number system says that you have 7 notes. First, fourth, and fifth, the tonic, subdominant, and dominant are going to be major. The supertonic, mediate, and submediate are going to be minor. And the leading tone is going to be diminished. So hopefully I didn't give you too much, and go ahead and have fun with that. Thank you very much.